Hey YouTube, Paul Oz here. I just wanted to make a video about how I have my process in terms of writing music. What I like to do is write a few demos first. I have an Axe FX2, I have Superior Drummer, that's enough for me to start writing demos and eventually record with. And what I then like to do is take those demos and listen to them for a really long period of time. And that's because I'd rather have something to digest and I get used to how I phrased that part when I decided musically if that was really, inspirational in the moment or whether that was just something I was kind of copying out and if I need to re-record it. And so then from there I like to make a long list of things, a list of grievances you might even say, of things that need to be fixed with the demo version of the song. And then from there I go and re-record the whole thing with the newest tones of the time, 6 or 8 months later depending on the song, right? Like I said, you have to let things digest. And then from there I like to fully re-record and see where it takes me. Do I write some new parts to it? Do I change around the riff? Do I change the drum parts? Do I make everything completely different? And then from there I listen to it for another couple of weeks on repeat sort of thing, and it sounds kind of narcissistic. I'm going to listen to myself for a little while. But that's just the nature of how I like to make the music, because then you really get to digest, like, okay, is this really what I want to release? Is this something that I really want to, give to people to listen to and things like that? And so recently I've finessed this process after a long time actually, and I've started to share some of my preliminary demos with people, with good friends of mine, with musicians, trusted colleagues, and that's good because then you get someone else to review your rough draft of your paper, for example. So from there I like to get opinions from all walks of life, kind of friends, right? Like I have a friend who knows nothing about the production and creation of music, and his ideas as to what sounds good are very different from my friend who's got like a monitor set up and or a studio or a home thing or whatever, and he hears all the differences in tones and like can tell me which what like hurts, this is wrong, and etc etc. So what ends up happening is I have this really huge kind of round general idea, and sometimes even quite detailed idea of how an album is going to sound before it's even released, because it's not just me stewing on it, even though I am a solo artist and I'm doing it all by myself, like not most of the time. I still get this huge view, and that's so important. That's better than education, because I mean, you can learn all you want about how mixing works and how guitar tones work and etc etc, and I already know quite a bit, right? And the point is to make yourself a well-rounded musician so that you can know enough so that you can kind of do it yourself. But of course having someone else's opinion and input on your ideas is very, very revealing as to what your weaknesses are and what you actually have as a weakness instead of what you think you are weak in, etc etc, especially when you have problems with songwriting but you can shred really fast. That was a problem of mine a long time ago. So I've begun to focus more on songwriting. And so now I have my friends, my musical colleagues rather, telling me, this is like, whoa man, this is very different from what you've done, but it's got this dynamic in this and it feels more like this and then. And the point is they're using emotion descriptors rather than, oh yeah man, it's fucking sweet, it's fucking gent's hard, bro. Pardon my vulgarity, but you understand the point I'm trying to convey. So my thing is all about songwriting now. So to finish up this process, I'm going to be mixing and doing all of the technical work, and then I'll be going to mastering for my album Land of Secrets. And then after that, it's a matter of releasing it properly and through the correct avenues. But that's for another time, and I'll explain all that another time. Actually, I probably have explained all that before in a previous video. Anyway, I hope that this was insightful, and I hope that this has inspired you to develop a process for yourselves to make music your way. But maybe I've given you an idea or two so that you can finesse your way and make it the best way, so that, you make the best music that you can. Because what are we all doing this for? It's not about the guitars, it's not about the gear, it's not about the fame, it's about writing really good songs, making people feel something inside of them, and that's really the most important thing, and the biggest thing that I value in music is to actually feel like the total sensory overload nature of music for me is just being able to appreciate all kinds of music and being able to get those goose pimples on your arms no matter what the genre, and that's true appreciation of music, and I would love to be able to give that to certain people who maybe need it, or to anyone actually. That would be really cool for me to even hear about. I hope again that this video was insightful and that you develop your process if you don't have one, and if you do have one, hopefully this will help you think of it in another light. Don't forget to subscribe, and Land of Secrets is going to come out soon, so there's going to be a lot of press about that. I don't need to talk about that to end this video. Just subscribe please, because well, I'm a good YouTuber, I think, and I deserve to subscribe. It's a button, and you don't have to watch any other video if you don't want. So, you know, it's kind of like you have free will. So it's up to you, bro. Or dudette.